Recording in progress.
All right, good morning and welcome to Make HOAG Money. Opportunity for us to sit, relax, watch the markets, and see if you can't make me a little bit of money. Always look forward to these. These are a lot of fun. If you're interested in speaking today, raise your hand, if you will, or just let me know in the chat. Good to see you, Vince, Bob, Jan, Jean, Tom, Merrick, good to see you. Nicholas, good morning. Vladimir, good morning. And Sunny in YouTube. CFTC disclaimer says that it's risky to trade futures. We all know that. We should only be using risk capital, which to me is money that you can afford to lose without risking your lifestyle. One of the reasons I love Top Step, we are going to be able to use our risk capital once you're successful in the trading combine. Of course, past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. I'm not calling trades today. You guys are. And I look forward to seeing what kind of trade ideas you've got. We've got some basic rules for Make HOAG Money. Kindness and respect are expected above everything. There's always differences of opinions and different ways to look at markets. It's that difference of opinion that makes these markets so good. We're going to have a couple of people enabled to speak. All of us are going to be involved in the decision making. And of course, if you're going to be talking about a specific trade, context of the trade is, of course, going to be helpful for all of us. We're going to use the chat room to discuss trades. We'll use the Zoom polling tool to vote for trades that we want to take or don't want to take. We're strictly focused on the S&P for opportunities still so far. Make HOAG Money. We're not going to trade just to trade. We do find ourselves thinking we got to do something because, well, we're just trying to keep it exciting, but that's not the way to do things. We, of course, are not allowed to have losing trades, which is, of course, a joke. We know that there are going to be losing trades. We have to be able to accept those and move on. And, of course, your feedback on Make HOAG Money is vital. You can always send your feedback to jhoagland@topstep.com. And let's get ready to rumble. We had a rough day yesterday, didn't we, ladies and gentlemen? We had a big move. Here's the daily. Last week's low, weekly kickoff low, 38.51 was weekly kickoff low. We barreled down below it. We've got a late spike. We'll take a look at the late spike. We've got some potential continuation. We saw a pretty good jump in open interest in the S&Ps yesterday. So it looks as though the auction process to the downside is remaining pretty healthy. This was July 19th. This level here to me was kind of very pivotal and important to hold if we were going to be able to recover prices to the upside. We were unable to do that yesterday. Good morning, Rick. Good morning, Nicholas. Good morning, Joe. Okay, who am I going to be talking with? We got JD here with us as well. Good morning, JD. It's good to see you. JD's here to help if we have any questions that they come in the chat room. Of course, good to see you, JD. So what are we looking at here as far as the shorter time frame here? Hang on, there we go. Here's the 30. So settlement is here. Here's our late spike. Look at where price went to in the overnight. The base of the late spike is this low right here, which was 38.32.75. Went one tick above the base of the late spike and started heading lower. We're not open yet. The market is already rejecting the late spike and going to open below the late spike. When we think about late spike rules, we think, all right, if we open below the below the late spike overall, that's the biggest possible acceptance of lower pricing. That's the highest probability. Opening in the late spike is second probability of continuation. And then, of course, opening above the base of the late spike would show rejection of lower pricing. So as we get closer to the open, if we can open this below the late spike, which is yesterday's low, which is 38.04, we're going to be thinking about an earlier opportunity to look for a short. Nothing means there's nothing that is going to work out exactly the same way, and there's absolutely no guarantees. What we're working with here is probabilities. Isn't that right, Mr. Ramey? All right, we got Rick. Anybody else that would like to join us in the conversation, please let me know. Odds, right? Right, Ben? So, yeah, Joe is talking about a special situation play, and the special situation is the late spike. So, that brings me to the first question. Do we take the opening range trade? 2 out of the last 4 sessions, the opening range has provided a decent opportunity. One day was the absolute low. One day it provided maybe a 4 or 5 to 1 opportunity before turning around. Yes, we've got the Duke brothers here. And, ain't nothing but a couple of boogies. I see. I told you he'd get it.
Wait and watch.
So Michael is saying opening range will probably be too big. Rick is saying wait and watch. Duke and Duke. Mom always said you were greedy. She meant it as a compliment. Good morning. How are you, Rick?
I'm doing well, and you?
Doing all right. Doing all right. I'm kind of excited about the opportunities we have here for us today. Shaw, I'm going to agree with you if it's affordable and only to the downside. Steven says yes, only if we have the 5-point range. Let's see. Let's pull it.
There's some sectors that are doing pretty good, and there's other sectors that are not. So that's why it's watchable.
Sarah, Sonny, Bartosz, trading closer, and John Wilkowiak, one of my friends from the old days in the S&P pit. He wants me to make him money. HOAG make me money. Good to see you, John. So, our opening range trade with 40% participation. We need another thing in there. 38. Somebody took theirs back. There it is, 40%. 73% say yes to the opening range trade if we open with a gap and it's to the downside. I hope you are well too, John. There's maybe a little pre-open entertainment here. There's John Wilkowiak right there. And there's another old friend of ours, Jeff Silver, known as Quickie. But there's JMW, John Wilkowiak. He's a handsome guy. Always a handsome guy. You sound like Harry Carey. He's a good-looking guy. All right, so here's the profile. Right. Quickie was a nut. There's that overnight move right to the base of the late spike. Opening below the late spike. We're going to hope for an opportunity to take a cheap opening range trade to the sell side. Yeah, I've got a little less hair too, Johnny. It slid down onto my chin. All right. I'm going to put this on the 30 micro for now. And we'll put it on the 1 minute so we can get the opening range trade and see if we can get it cheap enough to let us in.
Draw a trend line off those lows, John.
Right here?
Well, you got lower lows 3 times.
You mean higher lows? There we go. Vince was looking at that too. We got 1, 2, 3 points of contact there. But is the context in a longer time frame, the base of the continuation or the open below the base of the late spike more important? We are coming to a test of that.
Going back to July, John, you got a couple bottoms at 37.50. Should be good support there.
Yeah, that would be a nice move down, right? JD Royalty, win Tuesday, win Wednesday, loss. Good to see you here. Day 4 here for you. We're looking forward to your success. Here's the 1 minute. It's not showing me the lines, but $2 so far.
Sell the rumor, buy the news, right, John?
So we are well beyond. We're at 10 points of risk in the first minute. So, and we have, in essence, just traded to the low of the late spike. This is pivotal here. If we reject it,
I'd sell it against that 38.08, 09 area.
up here,
Yeah, consolidation. See it up there?
that's
Let's stop above it like 38.
pretty short time frame. What am I doing there? So I mean, if we do come back into the late spike and accept, I think there's a possibility that we could come all the way back to the base of the late spike or even the high, the start of the late spike.
If it fails against those highs, though,
I'd almost,
it's reward, right?
yeah. Here's the micros. Yeah, see, that's initial rejection of the bottom of the late spike. We opened below it, so that's a higher probability of continuation to the downside. Settlement, Vince, is 3806 quarter. Right to it. All right. Opening range remains the low of the session.
Percolating.
Mm-hmm. If we take out the low of the opening range, do we look to sell it? Let me know your thoughts. The question is, do we take the breakout of the low of the opening range looking for continuation? We've tested back to the late spike, showing some rejection, but we got to be quick with this. Shaw says yes, but look for a retest. We got 76% saying yes with 50% participation. Well, there it is. I'm going to sell it.
Getting some stops.
We're short. Now, I don't want to risk a lot on this.
Yeah, look at that trend line, too. Don't forget about that.
Mm-hmm.
Bob's got gremlins.
So we did have 76% yes. You got your trend line down there, Rick. You whammied it. Okay, we're back inside the opening range. I've already risked more than I wanted to on this. Well, Joshua, I'm thinking in longer time frame, the fact that we opened below the late spike is indicative of acceptance of lower pricing. It still doesn't, we have really poor trade location in the day time frame so far. Point of control is halfway. 99.50.
I think all the indices are heading south a little bit.
Yeah, we've got to stop in here just above the halfway mark of the session so far. 3,800.
Where you're looking to reel it in at.
Well, we don't really have the best risk to reward at the point of control from the overnight session.
Yeah, I agree. Around that 86, 85 area. You're hitting that trend line.
Uh-huh. Let's see if we can break it out.
Yeah.
Okay, we're getting a little bit of a look below it there. Point of control moved lower, so I'm gonna follow the stop with the point of control. Uh, 98. See if I had any intestinal fortitude.
You're lowering your buy.
No, I was just talking about if I had any intestinal fortitude when we couldn't hold inside yesterday's range, inside the late spike, this would have been a really good shot, really good short. Because we looked in and we rejected it. Limited risk, better trade location in the daytime frame. We're following 87 now. 97, I mean. So we're kind of following the stop using the point of control. The other side of the point of control, which keeps moving lower, of course, because we keep extending the range. So you like our current day session low for an exit, don't you? Do we fish or cut bait? Let's see who's got the intestinal fortitude here.
Say take your profit and relook it.
We're about 50-50. All right, we're out. Now we get to the point of control there. Very half and half to see if we wanted to stay in that trade or get out of that trade. 49 to 51. 49% to 51. Very mixed. All right, so, well, we got a walleye in the box.
We took out the trend line. Where's your buy at, John?
We're already out. You said to get out and rehook. Relook, whatever you were saying. So we get a little better than 1-to-1.
I'm going to have a little support at 37.80.
Just because it's law, just because it's a fat round number.
See those previous, yeah. Lows and highs and.
Yeah, I'm of the school of thought personally that I'm only looking for shorts. So let's see if we get 3,800. Low of value from the overnight session is 37.75. You think we can get that deep? 77, 75?
I go a couple ticks above that, but yeah.
All right. So what we're, I think, doing is going halfway between Rick's 780 and our 775. So we're going to look for an opportunity at 37, 77.50. Do we like it? The voting is being tabulated. All right, we are 42% participating, 83% like it. What's our risk? Below overnight value, 74. It's pretty tight. Yeah, what's our risk? That's why I voted no. So the only thing I can see to lean on is value low from the overnight session. I'm going to give it another point, but we'll see what happens. We hit those swing lows here. Trade in is kind of with me. There's too much selling going on to look for buys, but we've got some pretty limited risk on this, I suppose.
The dollar rallied.
Of course it did. Alrighty. Trade in still short with 2. I'm nervous about looking for longs too.
Looking for longs in all the right places.
Looking for longs in all the wrong places. Well, getting a pretty decent pullback here. If we get back down there, do we want this? I'm sending fish or cut bait to see if we still want to continue to work this trade. Joe D is looking for a stop run upside to get short at some point. We usually get one, and we kind of got a little bit one there. Trade-in's now out. Looking for an opportunity for a short at a higher level. That's our idea. That's our idea is to sell strength today. Okay, we've got 30% participating, 64% say, yeah, we sit here and we see if we get the opportunity to take this long. You're getting a mandate, Rick. Russell is out of overnight distribution to the short side, I'm assuming. Where is my Russell chart? So trade-in is saying value area is rejected. Yesterday's for sure, right? Angela and YouTube is looking for a retest of 37.91 for a short, right up here, almost half back. So far we're staying with this possible long down here. The first 40 years of childhood are the hardest. I was telling people I'm in this 47th year of my adolescence. Close. I should have some elevator music going.
Jeopardy music.
Yeah, right.
That's a lot of bounce, though.
Well, we're long.
You got the low tick, John.
Yeah, looks like it, huh?
Nice.
Okay, stop already. Okay.
Now session high is coming up.
You think, huh? I like you. I like the way you think. I like the way you think. My thought is, if we get anywhere near halfway back or near your trend line here, we take it. I don't want to fall in love. I'm going to trim the risk a little bit to just below value low.
The Dow's dropping. That's not good.
No, that would not be good. Is that enough to take us out? Do we cut bait?
Your risk is like nothing.
Right. Now we've got twice that risk on profit. Former Vice President Joe Biden's son. I haven't seen you for a while. It's good to see you. Hope you're staying out of trouble. It's one of the chat names in the YouTube session. He's been watching the forecast for a while. I haven't seen him for a while. He said he just got a text from Paulie. We're good long. Pork bellies. I knew it. I knew it. We are 5 minutes from the next TPO. We also have misleading indicators due out at 9 o'clock Central.
They come out at 9.
Yeah. Misleading indicators. Okay, I got some elevator music.
I'd say hang on to it. It's my vote. Dow's coming back a little.
See if we get this elevator to go up. It might just put us to sleep. Well, what do we do before
Wait and watch.
the number? Do we fish or cut bait before the number? 2.5 minutes to go. Fish, cut bait. We're 50-50.
Bounce, baby, bounce.
Trade-in closer says cut. 54% say cut. We may get stopped out before we get the chance. Very little risk. And we're out. So the market took us out before we got the chance. Got a feeling this new TPO is not going to get very much past half back. What do you think of that, Ben?
Well, now it's going to rally, John. Just they knew where your stop was.
I'm not chasing. It's like trying to catch a knife.
Yeah, 37, fight against that 37.70. If you want to be long.
Ben really like 775 for a long. Didn't like when it happened because of the time change, right? And well, not to mention, I mean, we do have kind of a minor number coming up, misleading indicators.
Less than a minute for that number.
And consumer confidence. No, that's European. I don't see it. I don't see it yet. I don't see it yet.
Misleading indicators.
Yeah, I don't see it yet. Misleading indicators. I'm still waiting for it to come up.
Minus 0.3.
Minus 0.3.
What were they looking for?
Minus 0.1. And they revised last month's too, lower. So,
what's your take on that?
well, I really liked our short. I don't know so we've taken this next TPO a few ticks down below the previous TPO. That could be a trap for stops. But with the picture in the longer time frame, that late spike to me is the most important nuance that we've seen today, which continuously has me looking for opportunities to try and get long. To try and get short that special situation. So, this is that late spike on the profiles. It's here. Overnight, traded to the base of the late spike. This morning, we traded into the late spike, but rejected. That to me was a powerful idea to look for a short, but because there's no real structure up above with anything to lean on, the risk is great. So you let it come up there, you let it come back out, you short it, you use the high of A period as your risk, and it would have worked really nicely, except for the fact that initially the opening range was the high of the session, right? Wasn't it? But I'm still, any longs today, I'm not going to be in for a long time. Any shorts that I can get in, if I can find a good trade location. We've already kind of, I think, wrecked. We've already lost the best trade location for the day. I think we're going to be, if we continue to push lower, we're going to be, we're going to miss the boat. It's going to be really hard to get into this. So then it has us looking for possible opportunities for longs, which has us looking to buy a
Yesterday's low.
Yesterday's low is here.
Okay.
Overnight low is here, 37.66.75.
Yeah.
In the bigger picture, everybody's picking out swing lows. Here's the daily. In the December contract, this swing low is 37.41.75. In the continuation chart, it's 37.23.75. So this continuation chart is, whatever's the front month at the time. I like to look at the actual month if I have that information. So this swing low is the next target, which again is 37.41.75. So Nicholas trying to get short with a stop around 37.84 if we get a good pullback, 37.84. So basically almost point of control from the overnight session. To me, the next risk limiting opportunity would be a long if we take out the low of the overnight and come back in. But again, that's something that I don't want to fall in love with because we've got our late spike as the most important nuance, which is accepting lower pricing. So we're looking for a decent pullback to where we can limit risk. And this may be something we may not see until much later into the session. What do we have as far as... Okay, we've got Delta at negative 4,000, 4,100. Delta is totally congruent with direction. No real indication or help from that indicating any longer time frame participation here. So here's today's volume value high is here, just below the halfway mark. Point of control is pretty low. TPO value high is up here, 37.93 approximately. We've got a little bit of a low volume node that I like. If we get up to the high volume node or a little bit past it, then maybe that's not going to be the best location. I'm going to be looking for opportunities to see low volume nodes to trade against. Okay, here's a low volume node we just traded up to. We didn't quite get there. The volume shoulder here may have been a decent opportunity for us to look at. JD, what is Delta? Delta it indicates how many contracts are traded more on the bid or on the offer. Currently in the regular trading hour session, JD, we've had 4,200 contracts more trade on the bid, which is negative Delta because it's aggressive sellers using market orders to hit the bid. Then we've had people using market orders to buy the offer. So we got more aggressive sellers hitting the bid, pushing price lower. It's congruent with the direction. Sometimes, and I'm hoping one of these days to see this in real time, you'll have you'll have price move lower, and you'll have delta increasing in positivity, meaning that the more aggressive traders, which are using market orders to lift offers, are unsuccessful in pushing price higher. That can be an indication of longer time frame presence in the market, just placing orders and making an accumulation of shorts that, like, if we had positive delta down here, I would certainly be a little bit more aggressive in looking for an opportunity for a short, because it would be telling me that we have some longer time frame traders replenishing offers to to create an accumulation or a liquidation. It doesn't matter if the longer time frame is creating a liquidation or an accumulation. What matters is when you see that, they get the short time frame traders all one side, and then you'll get a big push in the opposite direction at some point, usually late in the day. Most of the late spikes that we see are created by this situation. Now, yesterday's regular trading hour delta was negative 40,000. So it wasn't like there was a delta divergence yesterday.
You had VWAP in there?
VWAP. Hang on a second. I'll throw it here. Why is it not? Shit. I've only installed it every day. There we go. Here's VWAP.
Okay.
I know you're looking at that, salivating, gnashing your teeth.
That and use the backside of the trend line as resistance also.
Yeah, I like it. Do we want to do this? Take it or not. So what we're looking for is a pullback to VWAP to the trend line for an opportunity. Take it or not. Choice 1, yes. Take the trade. Choice 2, no. It's a ways away. We got 10 points to get there. Short, Nicholas, short.
May not get up there for a while.
It's a deep enough pullback for me. Nicholas likes it. Now, if price gets up there, don't forget VWAP is going to move up a little bit. Now, there's probably different. A lot of folks are saying.
How high is it, John, to the left? And
right there, right here.
Yeah, right. Line it up exactly with that.
Yep.
Pretty close.
So if price does get up there, VWAP is going to move a little bit. So my suggestion is let's go 91, and we can give this some risk, because I think it's congruent with direction. So we're going 91, and we're going to stop it at 80. I'm just going to put one on there for now, just so you can keep an eye on it if we want to add another one. But I want to leave a little bit of space. I'm limited to 2 contracts. I'm just like everybody. I gotta follow the rules.
We don't need no stinking rules.
All right, we're at 91% like that trade. Rick, wow. You've got a mandate for you.
That means it better fade it, huh?
I'm already long. Just kidding. Yeah. What's the trade again? So what we're looking for is to get a short up against this trend line about VWAP and against all these highs and these lows. Lows, highs, lows. So we're currently working in order to sell it at 37.91 with 9 points of risk. I'm okay taking that risk because if this does hold with the information of the late spike opening below it, rejecting it, that to me is the strongest nuance of the day so far. And we're getting pretty close. Okay, we're in, Rick. Short 91. Half back. Got your trend line. Got your highs and lows. Plenty of risk. And this one's probably one that I'm going to have to let play after we're done here. So where's our target for this? Now we're back above the trend line. Now we're right at those highs and lows. Let's see if we can hold this. Rick, do you have a profit target?
37.50.
37.50.
Thereabouts. No.
I'm okay for aggressive. Let's call it 37.52.
I mean, that's your next major level of support. Going back to July.
Alrighty.
Otherwise, 37.71 if you wanted to be a little more conservative.
So just kind of the low of the day so far. It's 2-to-1 reward over risk. Better than. All right, we'll see if we can't catch that. I'll cancel this big target down below, but if we catch it, I'm going to get you.
I have to see if the sellers come back in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm still holding on to the idea that we've rejected higher pricing by rejecting the late spike. I've been wrong before. Yes, I have. But we'll see. So we got VWAP standard deviation, second standard deviation, relatively close to our target. So we'll have to see what happens. We'll see how this plays out. If we get past the volume point of control down here, I'm going to take the risk off of it. I hate doing that, but I'm going to take some of the risk off at least. Other than that, we're going to see if we reach our target 71 quarter. I'll text you, Rick, if we do.
Okay.
I've got to run, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks again for joining me. I hope you had fun. I hope there was something we learned from all of this. And look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning on the forecast. But again, next Tuesday, make HOAG money. We will be adding sessions to this in the afternoons. Stay tuned for more information on that. Thanks for all of your participation, Rick. Thanks for joining me today.
Yeah.
And
Everybody.
thanks
Good
for your
luck.
eyes, for your eyes and your thoughts and your wisdoms. And trade well, everyone. I'll let you know tomorrow morning how this trade played out. Have a good one.
All right, gentlemen, take care.